Alright, welcome to an overview of Flipgrid. I'm going to introduce you to this tool a little bit, show you how to set some different things up, and how to integrate it with Blackboard. So if you go to flipgrid.com, this is what your students will see. This is one way that they can get into your grids. Students can enter a code here. This is also where you find the educator login. If you click that, it will take you to this page. You can get here directly by going to admin.flipgrid.com. When you log in, you will see this. So each of your grids is the same as one class. So if you're teaching 3 sections of English 110, then you would want to have 3 different grids. And you can create a new grid just by clicking right here. Now this is a really important setting. The first setting that you need to change, it will automatically default to this Microsoft or Google school email. That's something that we don't have. It will be really difficult for students to access that. So you just need to click this and go down to PLCs and public grids. So you click that. You type in a name for your grid, so English 110, let's say I'm teaching section number 1. So you can do that, and you can create a custom URL, English 110, 001. So if everyone follows this kind of pattern, then all of these URLs will be available. You can pick whatever picture you want, and then you click Next. If you want, you can add a password that your students have to enter to access the grid. Our students are all mostly over 18. I don't think that we need a password, and it just creates one more step. But if you would like a password for added security, you can create a password here that you will share with your students, and then you click Launch My Grid. Okay, so the grid is all set up. You can look at what your students will see, but the most important thing to do right now is to customize your grid. So click that link, and this will take you to your options. So there are a couple of settings that I think are important to change. I turn off Notify Me because I don't want to get emails every single time my students do something on my grid. So I turn that off. Everything else I leave the same there, and click Update Grid. Okay, so this has created a grid. The ideas is always going to be there. There's no way to delete that. It's sort of like a sandbox that you can use to get new things ready. So within a grid or within a class, you need to create individual topics. So this topic shows up automatically. You can click the little pencil and edit the topic. So you can change it to self-introduction video, which is one of the things that we do. You can add a tip, and this is just something that you want students to do that's a little bit beyond the topic. So I could say, remember to be creative. We generally want our students to talk for between 3 and 5 minutes. So you want to adjust the maximum time, set that to 5 minutes. You can set all of your topics up in advance if you want to get everything ready. You could say, I don't want this topic to appear until October 18th. In order for me to show you everything, I'm going to set this as today's date so that it will show up automatically. You can change this to make it say whatever you want to tell your students what to do. I also turn off video moderation because, again, our students are adults and I don't want to have to go in and mess with every single video and approve it. So the status is set to active by default. There are 3 options. There's inactive, which is where students can't see this, they can't access it. It's like it's deleted from the student view, but you as the instructor can still see everything. or there is frozen. Now when something is frozen, students can still see the videos, they can still see the responses, but they can't add anything new to the responses. So I'm going to leave this one as active for now. We'll go back and talk a little bit more about these in just a minute. And you can also set, so let's say you set a date when it appears, you can have a due date and make it automatically freeze after a specific date so that your students can't go in and post things after the due date. So you can set that up there as well. If you have any resources that you would like to include, you can have, like they have this little picture of Charlie Brown here. So you can add a video or an image or an emoji or anything that will sort of appear when students first see the topic. You can also include attachments if there's something specific, an article or a worksheet that you want your students to respond to. If you want to have them watch a clip of a video and respond to that, you can include those information, those things, that information right here. There are a couple of things that students can do. There are decorations that students can do if they want. We definitely want to leave student-to-student replies on. This is an essential feature of how we will use the video blogs, so that needs to stay on. I usually turn video views off just because I don't want students to get their feelings hurt if they're like, oh, 17 people watched my video blog and someone else is like, my blog buddy was the only one who watched mine. Everything else I just leave exactly the way it is. When you scroll down to the bottom, there's basic feedback that is the default. If you click on custom feedback, and feedback is how you are able to grade things. So you can add criteria. I have these 5. So for example, you meet the requirements for replying to your classmates. You can put that on a scale from I did 1 to 5, but you can go anywhere up to 10. And so you can choose all of those things, and then you click Update Topic. So that has created the topic. It doesn't have any responses, but this is what students will respond to. So the best way to share this with students is to embed this into Blackboard. So let me show you what it looks like when it's embedded in Blackboard, and then I'll show you how you can embed it in Blackboard. So this is my Blackboard master course. I have a little link over here for video blogs. When you click that, it will take you here. Everything is embedded. I'm going to go ahead and log out so that you can see how students log in. So there are several different ways students can access this. First of all, it shows the flip code. So if students are here at flipgrid.com, all they have to do is type in the flip code and it will take them directly into your grid. There's also a QR code that you can display up on the screen if you want students to do something in class. This is maybe one of the fastest ways to get them in. There's a Flipgrid app that's free, it's quick to download, and it allows students to scan this QR code to get into the grid. But when it's embedded here, everything that you need is available. So students can just click on the video, they can click on the plus, and then this is where they have to authenticate. Now students only have to do this once, and then unless they click the log out button, they will stay in. So you can just put in your information, click let's go, and it will let you record. Now I have my camera turned off right now, but this is where you click record. I'll go back and show you about this a little bit later. Nancy will talk more about this. So that's how students access recording. If you have a video already done, you can just click on the video and you can watch the video, and then to reply all you have to do is click right here. And again, I have my camera turned off, but this is where you record your reply and it will appear in order.
Testing 1 2. Testing.
Okay. So this is what students see. The tip that we put, remember to be creative, it appears there beneath all of your instructions. Students can go back here and see all of the video blogs. So anytime you add a new topic, so let's say I want to add video blog 5, I'm going to change it to 5 minutes. You have to put in some sort of instructions. I'm going to turn off video moderation, and I'm going to turn off video views, change it to custom feedback, select all 5 of these, and click create topic. When I go back to Blackboard, if I refresh this, you can see that it has automatically updated. Oh, this is, sorry, I did that in the wrong grid. So if you go to my grids and go into the one that I have embedded, I'm going to create a new topic, do all of this. I'm just going to leave all of this the same, right? So I'm going to create the topic, and it will automatically appear here embedded into Blackboard. So you can do everything right here where students are able to access it. So if you take something and you change the topic from active to frozen, when you come back to Blackboard and you refresh it, you can see that the icon has changed. So the topic is frozen. Students are not able to add anything more to that. If I decide to make the topic inactive, when I refresh it in my Blackboard course, then Video Blog 5 has disappeared from what students are able to see. And so that's how those things work. So in order to embed something in Blackboard, you want to go to My Grids and find the grid that you want to embed, and you're going to click Share. Now when you click Share, there are going to be these 3 options that come up. So you want to click on the one that says Embed. You're going to copy the code that appears there. And when you go back to Blackboard, you're going to go to Build Content and create an item. So that screen is going to come up. We want to call this Video Blog 2. Now, if you just paste your embed code in, it's not going to work. So you have to come down here and click this HTML code button. It will bring up a little window. You can paste your code in there. Now, in order to make this show everything that students need to see, you need to change this 6 to an 8, and you need to change this 8 to a 10. You click Update, and then you click Submit. And once you do that, here is the original one that I had that I was showing you, and down here this is the one that we just added. So that is how you embed Flipgrid and a little bit about how you use it. If any of you have any questions, feel free to ask me or Nancy, and we are more than happy to help you with this technology.